Back, still watching Nile Cruise, and moving on now to the political segment. And we have several news that's including the Egyptian Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry, who headed to New York Monday to take part in the United Nations Security Council election. It's scheduled to take place today, Thursday, 15th of October, during the 17th session of the UN General Assembly. Member of states will vote on the non-permanent UN Security Council seats for the 2016-2017 term, among which Egypt is a candidate. And also in the High Election Committee, the HEC, the judicial body in charge of supervising the upcoming parliamentary elections, announced on Saturday that 7 electoral coalitions will contest the first stage of the poll scheduled between the 17th and the 28th of October. Egypt also signed a deal with France Saturday to buy 2 Mistral warships originally ordered by Russia as French Prime Minister Manuel Valls began an Arab tour. Valls arrived in Cairo at the start of the visits to 3 Arab nations aimed at boosting economic ties and holding talks on regional conflicts. To be speaking on these topics and more, we're joined with Dr. Salah Abdallah, political analyst. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. Now, I'd like to ask you the significance of Egypt acquiring such an important seat in the United Nations Security Council.
Of course, Egypt, as a member of the Security Council, non-permanent member of the Security Council, is a great advance to the Egyptian policy, because number one, Egypt will share in discussing the matter of security in the world, terrorism in the world, also the problems of the countries, especially countries in Africa and Asia, and that's why all the African countries are supporting Egypt nowadays. Secondly, it means that your political regime is accepted from the whole world. You know, after 30 June, there was a problem with some of the Western countries, you know, but now they accept all the changes that happen in Egypt. They accept that what happened in Egypt is a revolution, is a political election to the president. It gives a positive impression to the world about the political situation in Egypt. So it is all positive signs to Egypt.
Yes. Sir, if we move to the Egyptian elections, and definitely this is an important milestone in the transition phase. It took so long, but it's a very crucial step in terms of the political transformation in Egypt, and hence economical transformation and a lot more. So how are you seeing this step today, and how confident you are with the nominees?
Of course, parliamentary election is the third step in the political map, or in the future map to Egypt. And it is now the time to finish that third step, because many organizations, the whole world is watching that step. The parliament is very important because, it has 2 important jobs. Which is watching the government and legislation of the laws.
Yes.
And we have a very important issue now. We have a new constitution, and this constitution must be changed into law to change many things in the society. Also, we have many economic agreement between the government and other government, between companies in Egypt and outside, and all this have to take its legality from the parliament. So the presence of the parliament is very important step, and I am sure that the election will go safely, and we will have before the end of the year a new parliament, which will be a positive in our internal political life.
Well, Doctor, I'd like to return back to the meeting of the United Nations Assembly, General Assembly, especially the part when Prime Minister Sameh Shukri, while addressing the council as they were meeting discussing women, peace and security, he stressed on the fact that the resolution 1325, which is for supporting women and trying to protect women from violence. And he said that it's important and that actually the violence towards women is worse than terrorism. Your comment on His Excellency's statement?
Of course, you know, the fighting against violence, especially towards the woman, is a very important issue, not in Egypt only, world. And when Egypt is sharing that with the address of the Minister Shukri, this means that Egypt is going with the world in the same direction. Of course, violence towards the woman is including many aspects. It can be violence in work, violence in house, in marriage, in preventing the woman from taking her rights. This is a kind of violence, you know, in putting the woman in a special address. This is also a kind of violence. So violence is a wide aspect word, and it has many aspects. And of course, Egypt is one of the main countries which gives the woman rights before many European countries. I will tell you one thing. You know that the women in Egypt have the right to open a special account with her name in the bank, while in Britain, up till now, like example, the woman can't open a special account. It must be joint account with the husband.
Yes,
so if you are married in Britain, you can't have a special account with your name. It must be joint account. While in Egypt, you have the right to have a special account in the bank with your name. So Egypt, one of the countries which give priority, especially after revolution of 52, the human rights start to be progressing too much. But of course, in the last, you can say in the last 15 years, the matter of violence start to appear in the whole world, either in the woman or aspects. But we are caring about fighting violence against the woman with the whole world.
Yes. So speaking about women, and if we switch back to the parliamentary election, do you think the woman would we expect a transformation in terms of having more women participation in the parliament?
Well, this is a new view. You know, now in this parliament, the number of the women will be higher than before. So it depends upon every party has choose his members, and we will see. But I think the politics now in Egypt had been more progress. More people are now, you know, believe in sharing in political life. So I think the women will be a positive sign in the parliament, and it can be a step to more numbers, to increase the numbers of the women in the parliament. Because if you look to the population's number, we have 90 million, at least 48 million of them are females. So when you look to the parliament, you know, at least 200 members must be women. But of course we will not reach that. They will be, this time they will be maybe 30, 35. But I am looking forward that one day I will see 100, 150 women working in the parliament, member in the parliament, and practicing true politics, not false politics. There is difference. True politics.
What do you mean by that?
By sharing in the political life, in the parties, in every activity, not just a matter of member of parliament and just go home, just as a what we call it, a positive sign in the society. This is false politics. but the positive politics that they are sharing in the true political life, either through parties, either through societies, either through sharing in all the political activity. This is the true political life.
Well, Doctor, recently Egypt has signed with France an agreement that they will supply us with two Mistral warships, and actually this is one of other deals with France, because also they are also supplying us with some of the fighter jets. Now, from your point of view, why is Egypt diversifying its armaments from different countries? Like we have a deal with France. Our Minister of Defense is now in Spain, also discussing military cooperation. We had a deal with the UK, in addition, of course, to the United States.
We have many experience in Egypt with, especially with the buying aeroplanes and other weapons from many countries. You know, United States, when the 30 June revolution started, they stopped giving us the F-16, and even there is some planes was there for some repairs. They didn't send it to us in time, you know. Also before that, during